Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and welcome to my second Reign of the Predacons review. And today we'll be looking at the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Voyager class Grimwing. And here he is in his beast mode. And this beast mode is not a dragon like Predacon. Instead, this is actually referred to as a Ursagriff, which is a mythical creature that is a combination of a bear and an eagle. No, a bear and a falcon, my bad. The falcon bits you can kind of see with the wings, the beak, and some of the claws, but like the body is similar to that of a bear, apparently. As far as I'm aware, I don't think I've ever heard of this creature in any other lore, but there might be something out there that this was inspired by. And he's got a stubby little tail. And that's about it. That's his beast mode. So, very nice head sculpt, although the head looks more like a vulture in my opinion, more so than a falcon, but that's just me. So, since it's a beast mode, there's some articulation. Let's get on with that. Wings can go up and down. Let me move up for clearance. These shoulder bits can also move up and down, and you can move them for a little bit of clearance. Arm can go forward, back, in and out. You have a rotation here, and then rotation here. So at the elbow, at the shoulder, and at the forearm. So at the shoulder and elbow, there's two separate rotations there, which is pretty interesting. You have an elbow there, a bend there. You have rotation there, and up and down at the hand, rotation at the wrist, and this finger can, well, this claw can move in and out. It's articulated, but that's more for his robot mode. And then his Ursagriff head is on a ball joint, and the beak can open quite wide, actually. It's not bad. Really like the head sculpt on this thing. The back legs, let's go with the hind legs, can go forward, back, in and out. Bend there, and another hinge over here, and the back feet, or back paws, I guess, claws, are on ball joints. And that's pretty much it for articulation. And this beast mode is pretty solid. It's not too... Well, once you see the robot mode, you realize that it's not too complicated. It's not too, it's not hiding the, the robot mode that well. Well, you'll see. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Go. Now, in terms of accessory, he does come with one weapon / companion in the form of this thing, which is a grapple launcher by the name of Blackbeak. Because this thing, the face is not for show. This thing actually talks. Supposedly, I looked up the bio of Grimwing and it started explaining what this thing was, and yeah, this thing talks. This is a separate little entity that is partners with Grimwing. And to store this in his beast mode, you just plug it up here, like so, or even back here if you really wanted to give him some rear support. But that looks kind of off, so I like putting it up here. It doesn't look half bad. He's got a partner on his back riding him, so put this off to the side. I'll explain what this does more in robot mode. Speaking of which, let's get on with transformation. So first step. You straighten them up, well, pull these down, pull this back for clearance, then straighten out the legs, push this back, push this down a bit, and bring down this heel. Do the same on this one, on this leg, put it back a little bit, so for the heel. So now we have his legs. Let me lift this up a bit, because he actually gets pretty tall, okay. So, now, let's go to this piece. You slide these down, pull these apart, straighten these out, open, lower this back and forward, lower the beak, open the beak, and with the beak open, you feed it onto here. Sort of have him biting this piece here. Then bring this piece down, and then come over here and flip out the robot mode head. And then just push it in, push these pieces in, rotate the hand, bring down the thumb, rotate the hand, bring out the thumb. And here we have Grimwing. Oh, and then take this piece and push it up. There we go. To give it a more shorter waist. He doesn't look like freakishly tall. So feed it in there, and there you go. That is Grimwing in his robot mode, which design-wise, it's a very cool robot mode design. Oh, and I didn't mention this in my last review. This is the symbol for the Predacons and Beast Hunters. That's their symbol. And let's take a look close up at that head sculpt, which is a very nice head sculpt. Very nice. I like the yellow eyes. Very nice. And the crest and all this other stuff. Now I'm going to tell you the biggest problem I have with this figure. Its biggest flaw, design. I don't know why they designed it this way. This piece here does not click into place. It just sits here. And that's it. This needed to have some sort of way to connect somewhere. I don't know if these little slots here were meant to, maybe if you close this up, it'll grab these sort of head feathers or something and it holds it into place. But I can't seem to do that. So yeah, if that really bothers you, that might hinder you, that might make or break your getting of this figure. Because design-wise and even articulation-wise, it's really nice. And when it comes to articulation in his robot mode, he only gets a couple extra points. The head is on a ball joint. Arms are the same, in and out, forward, back. Arms are the same, wings are the same. The leg gets an extra bits of articulation. He gets, it's forward, back, in and out, but then this also rotates. Which I guess you could do in beast mode, but it wasn't really relevant there. And then gets an extra bend at the leg, so he gets a double bend at the knee. And the foot is still on a ball joint, but it's more wider range because it has more, as you can tell, he has more space there to utilize it. And push that back up because it tends to pop off. And that's it for articulation. So yeah, next up is going to bring back Blackbeak and show off what this does. You can pop this up and then start unraveling this rope, the string here. And I'm going to show off what this does. Having it like there. And then when you push this forward, it'll fire because it's a friction missile. And just feed it through. Put it back in. This is essentially a rope grapple gun. This is referred to as a grapple launcher. And let me get it in there. There we go. And then we have Blackbeak firing a smaller bird or bird-shaped grapple to, you know, capture its victims. So that, and then it just pulls it back. Plus, if you push this back a bit, these pieces can actually open and close. So you can have them emulate, you can sort of have them talking to a Grimwing if you really wanted to. Let me pull this back. Oh, wait, before that, there's actually one pose I've seen some stock photos of that's actually really cool. To put this thing, to peg this thing onto a Grimwing, he can hold it, but it doesn't look right. Like you can have him hold it on these claws, but it doesn't look right. Plus it sort of wobbles a bit. So you put it here on any of his, on these ports, and that's how he holds it. But then I've seen some photos of people having him hold the actual grapple weapon. Like feed it in there and hold it like so, and you can do that. It's just pretty cool, not bad. And that's the weapon that he comes with. Let me get Blackbeak over here. The weapon that he comes with. However, he does come with an extra accessory that isn't mentioned anywhere in the instructions. And I didn't even know about it until I started doing research on this figure. I just noticed he's got, I don't know if I mentioned that, he's got a bird inside of a bird. He shoots a smaller bird weapon from a smaller bird weapon, and he himself is part bird weapon. So that you put it in there and start wrapping this around. Wrap it around. Wrap it around. I don't know why it's being difficult now. Wrap it around. And then click it into there. And there you go. And let me put this off to the side, and then I'll put them back in the finished product. He actually comes with an extra set of accessories that are not mentioned in the instructions. And that is, these shoulder blades are literal shoulder blades. You can actually pop them off by pushing them down. Come on. There we go. Pop them out. You got one shoulder weapon, shoulder blade. Pop it out. Two shoulder blades. And these he can hold in his arms. In his, well, not his arms, in his hands. And that's actually really neat. He's got some hidden shoulder weapons that I didn't even notice. I didn't even know about until I started doing research for this this video. Which looks really nice. It's neat that they gave him some extra weapons there, and you just put them back in. Put it back in his shoulders. And there you go. And that's pretty much it. Those are all of the things. That's pretty much it for the figure. And I guess overall thoughts. I like the figure. I really do like the figure, and I do recommend it. However, be aware that this here can get really annoying when you're messing with him, and that might make or break your decision of getting him or not. That'll probably be a big factor if that really bothers you. But I like the character. I think design-wise looks really cool. I like the weapon. It's pretty interesting. I also like the idea that this is his companion as well, kind of like an old-school Target Master, and that he has hidden shoulder blade weapons. And that's pretty much it. Overall, it's a good figure had it not been for this sort of flaw, because his beast mode's actually really neat. It's nice and solid, yet here just has this flimsy bit, that's going to be the last time I mention it, but yeah. And design-wise, I really like it, and he's got quite a bit of articulation. So, I might as well mention some facts. So overall, yeah, I do recommend the figure. Just be aware of this issue here with his head. His sort of head-wings combo thing. So yeah, in terms of facts, Grimwing here did not show up in the show. He wasn't. The only Predacon that ever appeared in the show was Predaking. However, the other Predacons do sort of show up in different ways. Grimwing is special where he didn't show up, but his repaint did show up in the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Predacons Rising movie. There was a Prime Beast Hunters movie called Predacons Rising, and his repaint Darksteel did show up in that movie as one of the Predacons that Predaking encounters and sort of becomes his henchman, so to speak. He sort of becomes the leader of this guy and one other character. And Darksteel, so in a way, Grimwing is in the show through the movie. He pops up in the movie, but as his repaint, which is kind of weird. And it's not one of those cases where, oh, maybe Darksteel was sort of the original design. No. Grimwing came out first. This was designed first. Darksteel was the repaint. That Darksteel itself, I believe, was a Target exclusive as a promotion for the movie. And yeah, just a straight repaint and everything. And Blackbeak and Darksteel's version of the grapple weapon is the same mold, but it doesn't have a name. And it doesn't even show up in the movie as well. So yeah, you got one repaint in the form of Darksteel, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, overall, pretty good. Has one major flaw, but overall pretty good. So yeah, this has been my second Predacons Predacons is the movie that keeps mixing me up. Reign of the Predacons review. This is part 2. This has been my review of the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Voyager class Grimwing, and then the little Buckbeak weapon. This is Composite EnerJoe signing off. Peace out.